Hey guys, how are you? I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that the weather was good where you are. We had some rain here and it was quite nice. And I got to hang out with some of my amphibian friends, frogs, and it got me thinking about this project that I want you to do and how we're going to learn about ecology and habitats and weather and climate and all of that through this project. So I want to share with you how my brain is working to get this going. And then I want to tell you what you're going to do and how you're going to put this all together. So I'm going to create a Google slide template. And when I say template, I mean it's going to have directions. Like, for example, here's my opening page of my ecology project that I'm going to do alongside of you because I think it's going to be really fun. And I love mudskippers, and I have thought about them and shown kids about them for a few years, but I've never really done some in-depth studying. So my ecology project is going to be Muddy the Mudskipper, or just mudskippers, and then we'll talk about that in a minute. So what you're going to receive is this screen here. You're going to receive a screen that says title and your name, and what you're going to do is put the title of your project in your name. If you want to add a cute little image from Google, great. As far as Google Images goes, I'm okay with you snatching them without a reference. However, I do want to caution you about photoshopping and making sure that the image that you're using is an actual image and hasn't been altered in any way. This cartoon image is from a cartoon that I watched when I was in college called Ren and Stimpy, a long time ago, I know, and Muddy Mudskipper was a show. And on Ren and Stimpy, which was a chihuahua and a cat, and it was college. So with this project, you have already identified an organism that you're going to study. I chose Mudskipper. Slide number 2, if you look, is going to be the common name. What is the common name that we call your organism? For example, the red-capped mushroom. So that will be the title of this second slide, and then you're going to put a photo. So slide number 2, I wrote Mudskipper. That's the common name, and here's a photo of my Mudskipper, and isn't he the cutest thing? Now, he does have fins on his back, and he's got those folded down right now, so you're going to notice that there's tons of photos to choose from. Remember, try to choose one that hasn't been altered or doctored, and then you're going to put this on slide number 2. Slide number 3 is the biological classification, which you've already done. My Mudskipper is in the domain of eukarya. Cells of this multicellular organism have nuclear membranes. So that's eukarya. I'm in kingdom Animalia. I'm in phylum Chordata, so backbones. Class Actinopterygii. Again, Latin words, super cool. This is actually a class of fishes. Mudskippers, although they are amazing looking and adorable, and they can live on land. This is going to be really fun, I'm telling you. You're going to learn a bunch of cool things. They are actually classified in this class of fishes. The order Gobliniformes, so you may have heard of goblinfish before. Family Oxyrdercidae. Genus Periophthalmus. And then one thing I want to point out to you is when I looked up my Mudskipper, there were several different genuses. And I picked a common one that I knew that there would be information on. And then for species, there were several different mudskippers under this genus. And so what I want to let you know and give you permission to do is pick a species that you kind of want to focus on, but know that you might not be able to do this whole project on that one specific species. So you might really just look at this group of organisms called mudskippers, or a group of organisms called yeast. Some of you guys picked some really cool things that I'm excited to look at. So this slide, slide number 3 on your slide is just the blank. When I share this with you, it should, if I do it correctly, make a copy. that you can just continue to work on, and then it'll automatically share back with me on Google Classroom. That's my hope, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So please do your work on here. So the other day you turned in your Google Classroom assignment with that question with your biological classification, and some of you did it perfectly right. Some of you left out a few things, and some of you were confused. All of that is okay, but I want to give you an opportunity to make sure you have that information on the third page of your slide. So Domain Kingdom, this is a table that I inserted into the slide. You can fill it out. You can erase it and put your own thing in, but that's slide number 3. And I will make a like sort of an outline checklist so you know what's going to be on each slide. I'm also going to post my slide. I don't know how to do this so that you can see it and not edit it, and you're just going to edit the one. And you can see the one that you're going to edit is called just first and last name at the top here. And mine is Miss Yema's. So I'm working on this one. You're working on first and last name. So back to mine. You can tell I was having fun with this. And fancy up the slides as you see fit, but don't waste time on that. This is not meant to be like, oh, I'm using the great perfect background and all of that other stuff. Cyrus, I know you're going to take care of this and make this look awesome, but my skills at the art part aren't that great. And so I'm just concerned about the information. The next slide here is going to be the description slide. The description slide is going to, if you can find it, include a labeled image. If you can't find it, because at first I didn't see this and I just found this black and white drawing, and I was going to label the dorsal fins and the second dorsal fins. And so you're going to try to look at websites. If you start at Wikipedia, that's okay, but make sure you're checking the sources and going to the actual original sources. There's lots of cool National Geographic. There's a website called Archive that has archived all animals that have been studied. So you're going to write just a general description of what your species looks like. And maybe some of the features that it has. And so you can see I wrote the Mudskipper is an animal. So it's in that kingdom Animalia. The Mudskipper is an animal with a backbone, and it's classified as a small fish that lives on both land and water. I don't know where to put commas, so don't worry about that. This is a really cool adaptation. We're going to get into some of the adaptations for habitats and environments, and also around the climate of where these guys live. Some mudskippers can grow up to 12 inches, so that's only about a foot long, but most are little, and they are brownish in color. One of the things that I found that I didn't put in here yet that is going to be like, so you're going to find information that you're not ready to share with me yet. Store it in a different part of your slideshow or a document, because we're going to get to reproduction, of course, obviously, right? We're going to study our species reproduction, how it reproduces, and some of the males. And if you look, you can kind of see these little chromatophores. There's these little cells, these group of cells on mudskipper skin that actually during mating season will change colors to attract. It's the males that attract the females. And so I found that and I was like, ooh, I want to talk about that, but I didn't want to put this in yet. So some mudskippers can grow up to 12 inches long and are brownish in color. The pectoral fins enable the mudskipper to move around on land. So this pectoral fin is used to move around. And so pelvis is here. So this is the hip structure of the fish. Back here, the anal fin would be near the fish have a thing called a cloaca that lets out waste and eggs, sperm, and that kind of thing. But all of that is going to come on another slide. This is just a general description. The skin is moist, and they spend much of their time on land, but around and near water. So let me go back and show you where we are. So you've got your title page, title slide, slide 1. Introduction slide is just the common name with an image. Next slide, slide number 3, is the biological classification. If you'd like to add an image here, awesome. If not, this is perfectly fine. Description page. Description page should have a general description. Notice it's not very long. If you can find a labeled picture, is great. If you can label a picture, great. whatever you can find. Some species will have more information than others, and I know that. Okay. So you will be receiving a document that, like this, and you're going to click on title and write whatever title you want. I wrote Muddy the Mudskipper because that was funny to me. Your name goes here. Ooh. Notice how the slide you're getting says first and last name. I really need you to name your slide your name because I need to be able to see it and grade it and look at it really quickly. So I'm going to be checking your daily progress. This isn't a project that I'm saying, okay, by the end of whatever, all your slides are going to be done. No, tonight, but on Monday's assignment is get your Google Slides started, do the title page, write the common name, find an image, fill out your biological classification, and write a short description. That's it. That's all that's due today. And remember, if you find information that's really exciting and fun, record that somewhere else. You can keep a copy and pasted or part of your slide for references, and I'm terrible at remembering to do that, so I'm going to go back and do that and show you that next time. This project, I'm really excited to help you learn about the environment and how organisms interact with their environment and how organisms interact with each other through a species selection. So good luck. Have fun. I'll see you during our live meeting, or I'll just check your work and write you a comment online. See you soon.